Okay, so this week I'm starting to build out some of the furniture. So this is going to be the main kitchen area. Construction is going to be really simple, as you can see. I'm going to go this way. All I'm doing, I've made two. There goes one. Two basic square frames, and then I've portioned off each area for where doors and kind of compartments are going to go. And then I'm just going to put those together across the top, kind of 3 or 4 mount points across, and make effectively a square box. And to be quite honest, with any building like this, if you can make a square box, you can pretty much make anything. So really quite simple, as you can see. Simple square, divided up, 2 frames, and I'll put, haven't decided what I'm going to put on the sides, whether I clad the sides or whether I put on a piece of soft wood. I haven't decided. The main thing is to build the frame first. I've measured this now in the van, just for reference. It's 130 centimeters in width, by a total of 68 centimeters in height, and that will increase to roughly about 69, just over, by the time I've put the top on. And that's going to go across the front of the van, where the bulkhead used to be, and it's roughly 40 widthways, 43 centimeters. So just if you've got a van that's like the Vivaro or the VW Transporter, a van of that size, Trans even, those measurements shouldn't be too far away if you were interested in doing something similar. Here we are, I've taken the 2 base frames that I built, and then basically just put them together into a standard kind of cabinet configuration, shall we say. I've just effectively taken those frames and just added effectively just the middle sections and the bottom sections, and that's it. That's the base frame for the cabinet. So next up is the sides and the top, which I'm also doing. So today I'm putting some more of the cabinetry together. So effectively, what I've got there is I've got the 2 frames which are in the previous clip, which are now stained. I have a top on there now, which is also stained, and also I've got the one of the first sides on. There we go, there's it from a slightly different angle, and this is a light oak stain. I'm kind of going for a bit of a farmhouse look, don't want it too dark, but I want it to look a bit kind of rustic, so very effective. Two lightweight frames, braced at the top of the bottoms. You can't see it very well, I've got a whole load of stuff at here, and obviously up here. So it works really well with just a table on. The table's got a slight lip on it, both at the front and the side, just to give that extra little bit of counter space, so that obviously won't impact where the bed pulls out to, but maximises that countertop space. Measurement wise, about 43 centimetres across, in total about 68 to 69 centimetres in height, and length it's 133 centimetres. The top's 133 centimetres and the base is 130 centimetres. So. So the challenge I've got at the moment is, rather than put back in the kind of ply lining plyboard that was taken out, it does fit just about. I could get it in with some doing some trimming, obviously, where I've put in the insulation and the Reflectix. That's taken up a little bit of space, but I could get that back in. However, I'm not keen on carpet. I don't like that it holds smells. It gets grubby. And to be honest, if you rip it or damage it, you've then got to unstick the whole lot or patch it. I'm just not a fan. So I'd like to go for cladding. Now, unfortunately, I've got a van, the Vivaro specifically, and probably the Renault Traffic is exactly the same. This is a standard sort of short wheelbase van, and it's got, you can see down the line, right? It has got curves everywhere. Even at the top here, the distance at the top to the wheel arch is totally different as it is part way through. At the top, the distance to the bottom, again, big gaps. You can see I've actually braced it with additional wood supports there to support where the insulation is, and I've done the same on the other side here. I've had to put additional supports in, and I've put some supports there on the curves of the van, so that with in a vain bid that the cladding which I'm going to put on, I can actually make it fit across and fit nicely, whilst giving enough support, because effectively this area here is where the bed is going to go. And my idea is that I want to be able to, people be able to sort of go in a lounge position and lay crossways if they want, with their back up here. So I needed to make sure that is actually strong enough to be able to do that on both sides. The other side, a little bit easier, because there's obviously no door. I can just about get one complete strip of 2.4 metre cladding straight across the van. I'm going to put beams of 1, 2, 3 and 4 at the end. I might put a couple of cross beams in the middle just to give that a little bit more support, but that should be a little bit easier to install, because obviously with them being quite long pieces of cladding, I think they're 7 or 7.5 mil thickness. I think that'll be more than enough to allow enough pliability to get over those bits of the frame, bits of the van framework which are curved and jutting out somewhat. Whereas this side's a little bit more tricky, because obviously I've got the door there, going to be shorter planks, less pliability, so I'm not going to be able to bend them as much. So that's the challenge I've got at the moment. So okay, so putting in the cladding is is a reasonably arduous job, as is a lot of these kind of jobs. I'm doing the sides first. As you can see, it doesn't look pretty under the hood. Let's just have a look. So I've had to do multiple areas of battening, different thicknesses, and just as I'm putting in the cladding, I'm just kind of building up the basic framework that I've already put in there, and across there, as you can see, a number of different layers and a number of different ways to batten it because of just the way the van goes. I just haven't got that benefit of nice straight long straight edges, so just thought I'd show you this as a kind of down and dirty under the hood. You kind of look 2 or 3 different kind of ways there, just so that I can step out the cladding as I go up to try and get as flat surface as possible. Just taking a bit of time. Down the bottom is, I've got that side kind of getting there, and the first kind of row in across the top of the wheel arch, so I can get something in that's straight with a bit of luck. And I'm just going to do this corner piece now. When that's in, I can start kind of putting in the main cladding battens all the way up. Hopefully that shouldn't take too long. Again, here got a completely different kind of perspective on the it goes in and it's curved at that point, so I'm just going to wait until I get up to there and see what's needed. So okay, so that's one side of the cladding, one wall now completed. I'm going to stain it a bit later. That's completely bare at the moment, and just putting in the battens for the long wall.
Leather jacket, boot shades, and an automobile, like I saw you in a picture in a magazine. Sun is up, blazing hot down the boulevard. Look like a movie star, but you're not even trying hard.